So I would like to introduce you to Onmyow-n, or Onmyow-n, whatever you want to call that. It's a very new account, 1000-ish battles, and it's the same sort of like, oh, it's totally a bot account sort of thing. But I purchased an account with 3 top-tier premiums, and he's just playing like this. Now, granted, he's not very good, but he has a lot of methods that he plays with as a cheater that I've seen a lot of guys play with that are just fairly obvious. Now, I'm going to explain some of his other things that he plays, of the things that he does later in the video, but it's going to interrupt some of the questions I'm going to answer in this discussion format I've been running with right now. So, Blaken3824 asks, lack of map rotations and lopsided matchmaker, full up tiers pros versus full down tier noobs. I'm over 600k on the coupon, and I should have the coupon about the same time I get the vehicle, playing 3 to 4 hours per day every day. Yeah, events right now are still Gaijin still tailors events like it's COVID and people were working at home all the time. Also, the fact that like the petard to get the coupon was like 400,000 points. It really should be like, so for instance, right now every day is obviously 445,000 points. So times 9, that's around 450,000 points. The coupon should be the same as the amount of points. Granted, it doesn't really give Gaijin an incentive to boost the coupon sales that they would get from it, but it also blows me away that Gaijin is perpetually saying like, oh, they need to make more money on coupon sales, when in reality I have given them multiple ideas, i.e. stripping coupons from banned accounts and reselling them on the store, which would make you infinitely more money than exploiting players in these events all the time. So it makes no sense to me for Gaijin to be like, oh, we need to do this in order to make a bunch of money and exploit players, when in reality the length of time it takes to play to get the coupons, which in reality is a supply and demand thing. The reason why they do it is to restrict the amount of coupons in the store, which means that they sell a vehicle for a higher price, which means that they get more of a cut of the profit. That's general economics. So it's really easy to explain that way because people know what's going on with that. So another question is, as a person here is, so here's the thing. The Mizeworld 44, thoughts on skill-based matchmaking? It would hurt queue times, but maybe it would help with lower tiers. No. Not even slightly. Skill-based matchmaking has essentially hurt major games that use it, i.e. Call of Duty, because all people have to do to get into a lower skill base is to just shoot their gun a bunch of times, because it lowers their accuracy. People would do the exact same thing. So it's in reality, it doesn't help them to do that, because skill-based matchmaking already is annoying to deal with, and I don't want to deal with it in this game, even if it is even if it would help lower tiers. And if you want to talk about worse queue times, that exactly is worsening queue times, because then you have to do based on BR and the skill of a player, not just BR. Then you're adding another layer of stupidity on this. So this is a part of this cheater that I'm looking at right now. So he can obviously hear the guy. I mean, I would be able to hear him. He's, you know, 0.3, he's basically 30 meters away, but him being fully enclosed in smoke, so watch this in a sec. Fully enclosed in smoke, shoots right through smoke. Has no idea he's peeking up over the corner to see him. But this right here, so he got shot there, but there's no smoke, no tracer, you can't see anything else. Center mass right there. He's fully enclosed in smoke. This isn't ESS, this is ESS smoke now. He's popping ESS smoke now, but he's in his own original smoke cloud from his original smoke that he put out. The ESS is not cleared at this point. He is fully enclosed in smoke, and that is what it is. This is like a dead giveaway for me when it comes to people talking about cheating. He also does something in his A5 later that is more apparent, but now he's shooting the guy. Now oh, I gotta see him. I see him now. But yeah, he pushed out there, and he followed the lead there of the player. Yeah. You'll see in the A5 later how kind of stupid it is that he's doing this, whatever. So, he doesn't play very smart for a cheater, but as you saw by his record, he clearly just bought 3 premiums, or bought the account with 3 premiums, and is just rolling with it right now. So back on the point of skill-based matchmaking, it really wouldn't help. Like I said, right now, Gaijin's matchmaker only bases the game on just the BR spread. And Gaijin doesn't want to lower the... So you want to talk about something that would help the game at lower tiers, or just any tier, is lower the spread between matchmakers. So instead of a 1.0 plus or minus, make it a 0.7. And it really wouldn't And the thing is, I say it wouldn't hurt, but in reality what it is Gaijin has never tested it. They claim that it would hurt the matchmaking times, but have literally never tested it. There's no frame of reference that they've ever tested it with, and they don't know what it would entail, because they claim it would ruin matchmaking times, but they don't know. They've never tested it, and as long as the game's been running, they have not ever tested it. They could easily run a test server, run these test things they want to do all the time, and say, "Oh, we could fix it and make it run this way." No, they can't. They have no idea what it will do. They have no idea what it would actually function like. It's just no way. Like, Gaijin is stupid to think that it would not hurt anything. But in reality, it wouldn't hurt them to just try it and see if it works. Lastly, from Stephen Gary 1405, they want players to pay for SSL and everything. They really do not like the last review bomb, and I bet some top tier, some at the top are still angry. Excuse me, real quick. So here's what he's doing when I talk to people cheating. So a lot of cheaters will go super low to the ground. So no one really does this unless they like know where they're gonna bomb a target, like they're gonna bomb A, B, or C. He's going straight at guys at A that he knows are on A, and almost crashing into trees in the process. They don't really like the review bomb, and I bet some people at the top are still angry that players have smacked their face so hard. Thing is, they have made such stupid decisions, and that many of the few games they have, Star Conflict and whatever the other games they have, they've destroyed those games while milking them until the cow is dry. Gaijin has a real greed issue, and they really need to change some things if they want to survive in the long term. Except they are really wanting to survive or just cash as much as they can before closing the whole thing down with perhaps the war chest to leave with. I don't think Gaijin is really going to do that. Gaijin really has no incentive to just sort of pump and dump this game. Like, I'll give you a great example of a game that really has been pumped and dumped that had great potential. BattleBit. BattleBit was a game that got so much promise and, you know, was a great little notion of a game, little gimmicky little game, and the devs made X amount of $1 million on it. See him rolling towards C on the guy and like aiming right up on him, and then didn't drop. But he's going right at this live ID. He had no idea it was there, and then he gets blown up because he doesn't know how to fly. In reality, what it is Gaijin doesn't really have any incentive to stop developing this game. There's so much more they could add. There's so much more money they can add to it. They don't really have any incentive to not keep developing the game, and it really doesn't hurt them to keep just dumping a bunch of resources in this game. It does not hurt them. The other games they've developed, like, I don't remember the other games. I know Star Conflict is one. I know there's that building game that they have as another one. I know they have the other game that they help publish, which is the Enlisted, I think is what it's called. Enlisted is like an interesting concept, but it's a lot of bot killing, and it's more like a PvPvE game, so it's not exactly that viable of a game. It's interesting enough. I know a lot of people still play it, but it's not like, I don't see a lot of people actually enjoying that game, in my opinion. It really is. Gaijin has a great issue in the fact that they feel like they need to make more in the long run, but in reality, they make a good chunk of money every year. I think someone reported that their last year's earnings were in like the 200 million range. Now, granted, we don't know what Gaijin's operational costs are. We have zero idea. We all kind of make excuses that their servers are garbage, which in reality they are during events. When it's 100,000 players online, the servers essentially like die every single time. Like I had multiple times the other day when I was playing for my event, and sure enough, I was getting points where I would like lose connection to server just briefly in the middle of the game, where my ping would spike to like 900, and then it would drop back down after about 5 seconds. And I was like, that's the connection to server was lost, which means it's Gaijin server's having a freaking panic attack. So it's a great issue in the sense that I think Gaijin just is. I don't think they're really retaliating against the review bomb. I really think what it is they got a taste of how much money they could make when they said originally that they weren't going to do top-tier premiums, and then they realized, well, people are going to buy $70 premiums, or people are going to buy $60 premiums, $70 premiums. Oh, they're clearly spending money on it, so we're going to keep developing it. That was the turning point when they went from $60 to $7, 9.0 and up premiums, that we started realizing that Gaijin is just wanting to develop all of these brand new premiums. You started to notice a shift away from World War II vehicles and Cold War vehicles into modern era vehicles. Even though right now, modern era vehicles right now are mainly just the it's all doing a bunch of more top tier air. And that's basically it. Ground is being very much neglected because top tier ground right now it's kind of capped out a little bit. Top tier air is obviously going to keep going with F-18s and F-22s, and you know, I mean, they might add the T-14 Armada, even though it was stopped at development. Who knows how much they'll go with more with ground. I'm hoping they go more with. There's a lot of Cold War and World War II experimentals they can add to the game that are just in the game everywhere. World of Tanks proved that, even though a lot of World of Tanks vehicles are very conceptual and non-existent. So yeah, there is some notion of, I think Gaijin could improve a lot of things, but in reality they've obviously gotten a taste of what people are willing to pay for, and they're clearly wanting to go with all of it. So I'm going to leave this here. As always, if you have any more questions you want to bring up to me, please try to throw them in the comments below. I will read all of them and try to catch up on all the ones as always. If you want any tips or suggestions for how games are played, like I said, I have a bunch of experience in the game. As always, if you have a person in question you want to leave in my comments, please try to follow the pinned comment below in the format. And as always, I hope you have a good rest of your morning, day, evening, or night. And have a good one.